So guys, this is quite possibly the saddest day on my channel ever. And clearly the only person to blame in this situation is JB. I've expressed my want for Julie for a year now. It will be a year on March 18th that I first put it on forums, but I did say it before that in other chats. I've wanted Julie since before Princess was even in the comics. So my want for Julie predates my want for Princess. That's how crazy I am about wanting this character in game. She's finally here, but she's in Survivor's Club. Why? JB, clearly he's the only person in the world that would do this to me. He's so cruel. Make sure you comment down below. Why, JB? Why would you do this? Clearly, as community manager, he has the pull to make this happen. This is a sad day. A sad, sad day. No, guys, but really, I am upset. I'm not going to front like I'm not upset because I have wanted this character for a long time, but obviously it's not JB. It's just, I guess this is just the way the cards fell. And in one way, I am happy because she is the Survivors Club toon, which just, like, ups her importance to me, if that makes sense. Like, she's not just, like, they didn't throw her in as a 2-star. They didn't throw her in as 3-star. She is an ascendable, and not only is she an ascendable, but she's, like, badass enough to be the Survivors Club toon, which I think is just amazing. Now, the one thing that I will say is, seeing her here, I do want her, but I just don't think that there's a way that I'm going to be able to obtain her because I don't have the Survivors Club. I only had it for the week. And, man, I can't see myself spending, like, that much every month to get a character that I can use, like, in a few months. I mean, it's super hard. Like, I don't want to speak on this too much on the front of, like, cost of comics, how long it's going to take to get her, because I have an extremely biased point of view. Like, I would just want her to be given out like Andrea was given out, but I hope you guys can understand that I don't want to talk on the front of, like, what it takes to obtain her, all of that, what it takes to get her usable, because in my mind, nearly everything you could possibly do would be unfair to me just because I wanted this character so much. So I don't really want to speak on that front. Now, the one thing that I do want to say is there is a wonderful post in forums you can see right here. I'm going to go in game in a minute, but you can see right here, it literally explains everything that you could possibly want to know about this character. It's amazingly well written, and definitely recommend go reading this for yourselves. I don't want to, like, speak it out to you guys because I think that it's better, like, retained in your memory if, like, you read it and you, like, grasp the concept yourself versus, like, being told. I hope that makes sense. But the few things that I want to highlight in this before I go in game are the fact that there are obviously 2 things coming in this Survivors Club update: Julie, but also the increased roster cap to 500, which I think is great. I would want more. I want all the roster space in the world because I collect everything. But with that being said, let's scroll down here and look at this art because she is beautiful. I think that, like, each time I see new art, it just goes, like, above and beyond the last one that came out, and I think that she's gorgeous. I think that she looks just like she did in the comics, and I couldn't be happier with, like, the way that she looked. Now, as for the rest of this, the couple things that I want to highlight are the fact that they do go over comic books in this post, so definitely read this portion. Essentially, if you have been a subscriber to the Survivors Club for any certain amount of months, you get comic books based on that, which I think is great. So essentially, if you've been one from the start, you nearly get enough to just get her right off the bat. And considering you've had the Survivors Club from the start, there is a chance that you already have some comic books laying around from, depending on how many you get each week and when you max your Andrea, or if you even chose to max your Andrea, or just save for this one. However, lastly, and most importantly, I noticed while looking through this wonderful blog post that in the team compositions in mind, Tyrese and Julie are right beside each other. And of course I agree that like these two on a team would be great, but come on. Tyrese and Julie beside each other, that's so cute. Definitely while reading this, it just, scrolling down and seeing that just made me so happy that little nod to those two were put in. It just, it honestly made my day as far as, you know, being kind of upset that she is the Survivors Club toon. That little bit just definitely gave me a smile. Alright guys, so let's take a look at the actual game and the collection and all of that. So as you can see, I do have 8 comics, and I did save the comics just because I tier 2'd the Andrea, and then I was like, you know what? I don't know why I did that, because I'm not going to be buying the Survivors Club. Maybe I should save these, so that's the route I decided to take. So you need 25 to actually obtain the Julie, and then of course comic books throughout leveling her. Let's take a look at what she actually does. So I think that it's really, really interesting that we were really close. Don't you think? I feel that we were super close on this. So she has a specialist skill of Decapitate, and that was the runner-up choice. Like, it was between a new skill, Decapitate, or Confounding. And Confounding was picked by a landslide, but before that, Decapitate was like the main thing that everyone was talking about. And then active skill, I don't believe we were close on, but it's 600 maim damage to one enemy, and this character gains plus 35% AP. And I believe we had the exact same skill as Harper. And as far as the bottom portion of the Adrenaline Rush, I think we also had something similar to what Harper does, except it was like for our own teammates. Now, we had 85 AP because she was just like insanely strong, but we didn't take into account that she could be the Survivors Club toon. For some reason, that just didn't cross my mind. So I think with that in mind, we could have said 76 AP because we did have a lot of stuff jam-packed into her Adrenaline Rush. We just didn't think that, you know, typically these characters are a lot stronger. Like, Andrea had a specialist skill and a leader skill. So, of course, a Survivors Club toon will be able to do a lot more. So, she does 2 attacks of 250% damage, which is 500 total. And I believe that what we said she would do was 2 attacks of 300% damage, so 600 total. So, really close. And the fact that we said the 2 attacks is pretty interesting. So then, to one enemy, also what we said, and up to 2 enemies get confused for 3 turns and 100% heal reduction for 2 turns. So we didn't have heal reduction and we didn't have confused. However, that was, again, like a runner-up thing that we were talking about, was confused, because she did have confounding, and that's why we gave her crit on her active skill, was to help with that. And we decided against the confused and the adrenaline rush since she already had it in other places. But I think that that's just kind of cool that we were pretty close on what she did. Now this we already knew, and I think that it's kind of interesting having the defense on the top. She's pretty well rounded in her stats, but I don't know, like the support, I can understand support, but she just seems like with the double attack and with the decapitate and like the damage that she does, she just seems like more of a damage toon to me. And especially like maim, again, that's like more damage. And she gains AP to herself, but I don't know if that would like classify her as a support toon. I'm not sure why she's labeled as that, but yeah, honestly, I think that she's a fantastic toon, and I would love to be able to like use her, but I just don't see it in my cards. Potentially, I don't know if I said this at the start of the video, but maybe doing just like 1 month so that I can just have her, so that she can just be in my roster. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm excited that she's in game, and I think she's great. To anyone that's like going for this character, getting Survivors Club for this character, I understand, because I think she's pretty great, but I can't help but be sad. I'm like so sad today. But yeah, I guess with that being said, the next video that you guys will see will most likely be a 10 pull for Amber, because I think that she's awesome. And I saved all of my coins, aside from that 10 pull for Mercer, for Julie, and that's clearly not how I'm going to be able to obtain her, so I can start looking at toons that could help my melee team, because that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget, comment down below that JB is terrible and that he hates me, because clearly that's 100% true. That's definitely not false in any way whatsoever. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I genuinely appreciate it. Comment down below, seriously though, are you guys going for Julie? Do you like her? What do you think about this? And yeah, I will see you guys in a bit with my Amber Poll video. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't because I'm sad. But again, thank you guys for watching. And like I always say, think positive thoughts and send positive vibes. Bye guys.